Welcome back to Ormonay, everybody. We've got an interesting episode I've been promising to do for quite a while, which is show you all of the gear and how I put it in here and everything else that I have with me on this particular adventure. So, last day of winter, spring starts tomorrow, and the next time I come out here, about half of this stuff I'll be able to leave at home. So it should be an easier, lighter load. But this is what I carry with me if it's gonna be, 55 degrees or lower. How to stay warm without making a campfire. For all you stealthy camping enthusiasts, in my opinion, this is what it takes to truly be stealthy. Now, normally I don't have all this stuff all laid out on the shoreline. I'm doing this to get reorganized and to make a nice video of everything I have. So stick with me. We're going to show you the whole kit and caboodle, the works and the full Monty and everything in between. Starting off up front, up here, is a nice little compartment that has its own lid. And in there, at the very front of my boat, I've got a big ball of string and rope. Got a New Testament Bible, some duct tape, an extra headlamp, some batteries, some fire to start a little, or paper, excuse me. Got some paper to start a fire with. And of course some baby powder and toothpaste, because that's really the only bathroom a man really ever needs. Toilet paper too, but anyway, that's what goes up in the front compartment. And it's got this nice waterproof lid. I put my life jacket right over the top of that. Now we'll move on to the rest of the boat. For that, I'm going to take you guys over here. So, this longer blue mattress goes on the floor in the front of my kayak. And it makes a nice insulation, keeps my feet warm in the boat. And then I can pull it out on land and sleep on it. The other piece of foam is a nice big thick piece of foam that I sit on, and the blue piece of foam is in case that gets wet, I have something dry and soft. All that together makes a really comfortable way to hang out on the beach. So, and then of course we've got your coffee and your little miniature cook stove and a little can of ibuprofen, a little can of isopropane. And that's my little coffee making food cooker system. And then of course, hats, sunglasses. And then right here, obviously it's the new Behemoth floating kayak trailer. And I'm gonna put some branches on it and leave it here with my tennis shoes. I'm kind of proud of myself. I didn't even use my hand warmers last night. It was so nice. Got a little chilly, but I'm going to leave these on the shoreline, and that'll be fine till I get back. So let's go on with the rest of the boat, and I'll show you the rest of the gear. Ormonay on YouTube. This is an old man's kayak trailer. Please do not steal. It's my only way. Nope, and I almost forgot. I was gonna add this into the video because I forgot to add it in. That to complete the list, here on the side of my boat, I keep a really nice green. This is an emergency blanket. It's got silverback, like NASA material. It's really warm. And then I have another shelter bivvy in here. So I have like doubles and triplicates of almost everything. I never get cold. It's always a lot of work. Anyways, back to the rest of the gear list. the rest of the boat goes. So in the back, and this is also an emergency preventative, but I've got this really nice layer of soft foam in the back, and it's real insulative. If I get out in a snowstorm and the weather's really bad, I can wrap this around me and stay dry until I can get a campsite figured out. So I keep that in there as a little bit of a liner. And got a bag full of food and coffee and some other food over here. And I did manage, I left 2 of them on the shoreline, but I did manage to bring 2 of these, or 1 of them, a nice beautiful purple pair of mollusks back with me. So, and of course, my Sherpa hat. Don't leave home without a wool hat or wool socks. So right now I'm charging up my little music player. Got my solar panel, it's pretty full of power. I'm getting ready to charge my phone up and be ready for some live streaming tonight. Then these are just the bags that all that stuff goes into. So over here, this is a full bag of toilet paper. Don't leave home without it. In here, I've got some extra tobacco and rolling papers if I drop all my cigarettes in the water. And in here I've got an emergency rain jacket and an emergency change of clothes if I get soaking wet. I can change into that and start a fire and dry out. Always have emergency clothing. So also I have, this is a bit of an indulgence, but I really like this little, it's like sleeping bag material, but it's just a nice quilt, and it is so nice and warm wrapped around everything at night. And it's real lightweight, and it can really make a difference between a long, uncomfortable night and a nice, cozy night. And then that's the water bag to put that in. And then some more food. I got all kinds of snacks and goodies to eat. Electrical cords to connect to my phone. And over here I've got my son's shirt, which I'll be changing out of these thermals pretty soon. It's going to be dang near 80 degrees today in a t-shirt. And then I have a really nice thin ultralight North Face liner layer jacket, and this is really, really warm. I've got my green fleece hoodie that I don't leave anywhere. Don't go home without that. I've got long johns and a liner layer of long johns. My ultra lightweight snow pants. These all together make a really nice warm layer. And then of course some extra thick wool socks in case those get wet. And then I've got some extra winter stuff, some gloves, and a nice little fleece wrap that wraps around my face when I'm out there in the wind and I can't take it no more. And then of course my trusty parka. And this is actually a life jacket in itself. This is what you call a float jacket, and it's a little bit heavy, but it is so nice and warm that you put this thing on about midnight and it's like wrapping a sleeping bag around you. And this parka and this blanket and these clothes right here and some good socks, you don't need hand warmers or a campfire. So also I have, this goes next to me. It's my little slide bag. It slides in next to my seat. It's got my music player, my headphones, my other headlamp, some lighters. I've got some Kleenex and some towels to dry off with, you know, pocket stuff. Got my water filter and my bottle of nasty lake water that needs filtered. And last but not least, the paddle and the makeshift lid, because I left the lid to this on some shoreline back in Missouri a year ago down in the Ozarks. I lost it, so I made a little plastic one. Oh yeah, and then my traveling glove box, I made this to cover up these three little things so the water drips in here and it doesn't drain out. When it does drain out, it drains down on your legs. So I built this, and I use these little foam blocks to hold it up and support it. And so this is kind of my glove box. I put my cigarettes and my little eye peepers and stuff that I want to keep handy while I'm on the water. Let's see, what else? Obviously, good waterproof boots. I'll be glad to get rid of these. They're a little bit heavy to carry. I'll probably switch over to summertime mode soon. I won't worry about shoes on the next trip. Let's see. And then, of course, I got my bag of trash that I got to haul out with me. Don't let anybody ever tell you, and y'all be my witness right here on camera, I haul out my trash. So if they trying to accuse me of leaving something on the shoreline, well, you definitely call them a liar, because this be going with me. All right, guys. That's a pretty comprehensive list of my gear and what I travel with and why it took me so long to walk here and why I'm so damn wore out and why I'm glad winter's over, because winter kayaking takes all of this just to not be hypothermic in 12 hours. I don't waste my time unless I can get out here for 48 hours. You do the math. All right, folks, we'll see you next time. Hope you enjoyed my gear video. Look forward to my shorts. I'm out here on a big first day of spring adventure. Going to be live streaming the last day of winter tonight. Hope to see y'all soon.